We will provide also a sustainable jobs for the people, from the farmers to engineers to the consumers. The one thing that's inspiring me the most to wake up and to work hard is, of course, myself. Aside from myself, is the to help other people also. Whatever you will do today will be your tomorrow. It's if it is either positive or a negative, it has an effect. So just do what is right today, and it will be right tomorrow.
Are you feeling stuck, lost, tired, or uninspired? We've all been there, including myself. I'm Coach Dez, mindset motivator and lifestyle entrepreneur. I'm here to tell you that the best, unapologetic, and limitless version of yourself is yet to come. The Born Unbreakable podcast is here to inspire just that. With motivating guests from all different walks of life and around the world, their stories will empower you to unlock abundance and your unbreakable spirit. Do you need accountability? Reach out to me for a free consultation of how I can support you in reaching your maximum potential. Welcome to the Born Unbreakable podcast. I am your host, Coach Dez, and I have a special guest with me today calling in from the Philippines, which I'm so excited about because it reminds me that I really need to make a trip there. I still haven't been to the Philippines, so it's on my list of places that I want to go, especially with my father being born there and having a family that is from there. So one day I will make it there. But today I have the COO, the Chief Operating Officer of Mackay Green Energy, Jerson Nolasco, on the show. Welcome, Jerson, to the show. Thanks for coming today. I know it's early in the Philippines right now.
Hi Des, hi everyone. So yeah, actually it's no, it's a good timing for now. I'm a morning
Very
person, so it's pretty late for me.
Okay, good. No, I'm glad. I work at all different hours of the day too, so I know what that's like. But I'm so glad that you're on the show today to talk about more about green energy and what you do at Mackay. But I would love to start with your personal story. If you could just talk a little bit more about your personal background and then what led you to where you are today, that would be awesome.
Sure. I'm actually a normal person, and my parents are. I grew up in church, so my father is a pastor, and of course my mother is a pastora. But then I grew up a good. I think I had a good childhood because of my cousins and etc. But then I have also my downside, and as a child. So let me tell you this story. But when I was in grade school, so I was actually there is too much fun, and my friends are not that good because there comes a time that we go to a market, and then we stole some stuffs. So this is my story, but it's a funny thing. But right now, when going back to it, there are reasons behind that, and that's because of the choices that we're making. But then during high school, I'm pretty good, and I took up IT in college. I'm a IT graduate, but then I have a crash course, and now I'm taking my master's in business. So by this March, I will be having my master's degree already.
Wow,
Yeah,
what a journey. What a
it
journey it has
is.
been. It is. That's really wonderful. And I think that anybody listening can relate to growing up and being in circumstances when you were younger with maybe friends that weren't necessarily the best influence, and we all make mistakes growing up, but part of the journey is finding our way, finding our passion, and figuring out what kind of contributions we want to make in the world. So I think While it might be something that was challenging growing up, I think there's a lot of familiarity with folks who are listening, that probably can think back to something in their childhood that maybe wasn't ideal. But I'd love to know how you decided to get into green energy. What was your motivation for working with Mackay?
Yeah, so I started as an IT intern with Mackay. And then they decided to absorb me as an IT. So I became the website head, or the information technology head. And then the story is, there is this moment that Mackay Green Energy don't have an operations head in one of our sites. That's in Nueva Ecija. And then my boss, Mr. Mackay, he actually is my mentor, him personally. And then he talked to me, then asked me, Jack, do you want to step up your game? Not just an IT, but as my operations officer. I have a site in Nueva Ecija. I don't have a manager. Can you try it? And then me, as a young guy, I was 21 that time. I took up the challenge. Okay, let's go. Okay, Sir James, what do I need to do? What do I need to prepare? And then the first thing that he gave me is a number of a person that's the point person in this site. And he just asked me, just call him every day, ask what's the update and what's happening. And that's all. That's the start of everything. So that's why. And then I grew up to I like it. I like the operations. I like the logic of it. I like the challenge. I like the pressure of it, because of the production side, the plantation side, the agricultural side. Everything, I love it, every moment of it until now. And that's the reason why from that place, from Nueva Ecija in Luzon, I flew going to in an island. It's a local island also. It's a Negros Island. That's an hour flight. And then from there, I go from site to site just to be there for as an operations. So I really like it. I really like the job. So that's why I that's the first time that I get involved with the operations.
Wow. So, many people might be thinking, okay, that's a really big job for someone at the age of 21 to jump into. A lot of times people don't take heads of operations jobs until probably twice your age, with a lot of experience. So, what gave you the desire and the ambition to take on such a big position for McKay?
Um, Actually, I have a lot of skill set, and I don't know what will be my niche. Like, what am I good at? When you say Jack, what am I good at? And I think I found it already with these operations. And the logic of it, it's really different from day to day, different challenges and different pressure. And all of this, while it is happening, I'm just chilling. And I can think of a solution. Like, it's easily is coming like that. It's in a snap. I have a solution already. And maybe that's why I push this in operations. And of course, I have a great mentors, and that's what matters. There are people behind your back to support you with that.
Yeah. That's a big part, I think, of taking on any major role is having people there to support you along the way. Talk to me about green energy and what that means there in the Philippines and what it's doing to change the climate. Because I think all over the world, not just in the Philippines, more people are wanting to adopt that kind of energy because it's challenging today. The economy is changing; it's very difficult, and green energy, I think, is producing a lot of opportunities, but also benefits the environment. So, talk more about that.
Yeah, as we are all aware, we are a third world country. So it's pretty hard for us to get inside the government or the people itself to push regarding the green energy. We started, I mean, locally we started just like for the from plastic bags to paper, from grocery stores, from plastic straw to metal straw to no straw at all. But then this Mackay Green Energy is a very different game because we are looking into the future. It's within the agricultural side of the Philippines. And our byproducts is banana grass. As we all know also, or someone's not known yet, but the Philippines is the sugar central of Asia. So we are the biggest exporter of sugar during that time, and until now we are still exporting, not that much, but we are still exporting. And right now we are importing this fossil based coal that's coming from Vietnam, Indonesia, Thailand, and we are buying it around 14 million tons just to produce power. So the green energy in the Philippines is actually not that big of an issue or not that big in a discussion because the people here, if they have an electricity, they're okay with it. But then it's not sustainable. And getting towards the agricultural side of the Philippines from sugarcane to banana gas, and it's a big shift for everyone, including the farmers, especially the farmers. The farmers will be asking us how much do we owe, how much do we earn with that, where do we put it, what should we do with that. So what's the byproducts? Because in sugarcane, they will just harvest it in 6 months, deliver it to the power plant, and then the power plant will be the one processing it into sugars, molasses, and everything that comes with it. So they are used to that. And the banagas, which are byproduct, is new for them. Because for them, the banagas is just a leaves that's for cattle. But no, it's not. Banagas is a one-time planting crop, and you can just plant it one time and it will grow in for 25 years. That's how sustainable banagas is.
Wow.
And the yield of banagas, it's an hybrid crop, so came from Australia. We cultivate in the Philippines. We bought the rights, so we have all the rights to propagate it. So so banagas is one-time planting for 25 years. Second is it's non-carcinogenic or less fertilizer required as a C for plant sugar, unlike the sugar cane that is focused on sugar or food in the food crop. But banagas is no, it's a sustainable crop for biomass itself because it has a C6 sugars that is good for ethanol, methanol, all kind of alcohol. And banagas also is storm typhoon resistant, and all of these characteristics of the grass.
Wow. So there's so many benefits that is being created from green energy that is impacting agriculture in a really big way. And I think one of the things that struck me the most about what you said is the word sustainability, and and just being able to have something that can last for years and years, which is a game changer, like you said. I think that's one of the greatest, benefits. Um, the other question that I have for you is just around expansion. So you're talking about the some of the travel that you've done already with Mckay. What are the future? What's the future? What kind of future plans are there to expand what you're doing to other parts of the Philippines?
Okay, maybe this is the time that I will be telling you the plans for of Mackay Green Energy. So right now,
Hmm.
we are in talks with the government, and we are pushing them to create a law to accept this grass as a biomass or as an energy crop, and they should be creating some power plants for this. You know why? in the Philippines, we always have brownouts, and we always have this shortage in electricity. That's why the electric cars are we are far, far, far from that, the electric cars. But then, excuse me, yeah. But then, by using banner gas as an energy grab and for as a replacement for fossil-based fuel, this is will be sustainable because that's just what, like I said, we can just harvest it for 6 months, 8 months, and then use it for energy. And this energy, we can produce 50 megawatt power plant to use it for the local. Sorry, this I'm
Okay, so we were talking about the future of Mackay Green Energy, and you mentioned a law that is being worked on to get expansion, so there could be more that your company does. So let's talk more about that.
Yeah. So just what like I'm saying, we would like to change the fossil-based fuel into a renewable energy source or energy crop. So by using banner gas next to a power plant, planted next to the power plant, it will reduce greatly the carbon footprint that we will be making, because banner gas alone can do or in a negative 85% of carbon footprint. We can save on that, and the environmental impact of this is will be huge because we are producing locally and then we are exporting it to the other side of the island. So that's why we will be having a sustainable energy on that.
Mhm.
And not just that, we will provide also a sustainable jobs for the people, from the farmers to engineers to the consumers. So everything um, will be in connection. So it will be simultaneous. So that's why the expansion is we will plant, not just for the energy but also for the footprint that we will
Yeah.
be having.
Yeah, I mean, I think the environmental benefit is obviously great because we do a lot to damage our environment today, and anything that we can do to improve it is obviously a positive, but also creating opportunities for people, I think, is major. Giving people a space where they can contribute and to the economy while they're also making money and growing as well, I think is a win-win all the way around. But that's the vision. So I have to ask you, what are the challenges? So, there's a great vision. There's a lot of work that's been done already to improve renewable energy, and now, hopefully it expands. What's difficult about your job?
Well, the most difficult one is the funding, of course, because planting 1,000 of a hectares of this grass will require a lot. And that's why we would love to have the support of the government, that they should be having this kind of law for renewable that is supporting us for the funding, because it will not just benefit Mackay but the whole world and the whole Philippines and the whole lot of the people of MGE. So aside from the funding, and another challenge that we are facing right now is the local government units, the government itself. And because they're not allowing us to plant this grass, and they're to plant this grass, and they cannot see the big of a solution of this grass. But then another challenge is to educate the people, since just what like I said a while ago, that this is a new product, this is a new technology. So we need to educate the people that they have this grass in the Philippines, that they can be used for us to have a sustainable energy and a sustainable income and sustainable jobs. So those are the
Mhm.
challenges that we're facing now.
Yeah, that's I think with anything new, there comes a lot of work to prepare, especially when you're talking about something for the future. Today we live in a world where technology has been revolutionary. We have electronic cars. We have the ability to do this, you and me right now, talking from another country, able to be on the computer and have this. So there's always an adaptation that we have to arrive to and then be able to function within. And I think that this is just another example of that with green energy. So what are you personally looking forward to as you think about the next 3 to 5 years of your own personal growth? What are the kinds of things that you're excited about?
Well, personally, I'm excited to see this coming, and we are using a green energy from this green grass that we're producing in the Philippines. But then, personally, I would like the Philippines to be just like any other countries, Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam, that we can export again our agricultural products and help the world for this energy crop. Personally,
Yeah.
that's what I want also.
Yeah. No, I love that. You know, there's a lot of people listening that I think they come to this show because they want to be inspired and they have maybe some entrepreneurial spirit in them, which means they want to try something new, maybe even consider having their own business. What kind of advice would you give to somebody who is looking to go into business and do something creative and innovative, but might be nervous or fearful about failure and what can happen in the future? What would you say?
Well, personally speaking, aside from MGE, personally speaking, I also have my own business. But then, just where I started as an IT. But then I became the CEO of this good company with a good product and byproducts. For the people that's listening and they're nervous about this business, if if you will be nervous all the time and you'll be scared to push forward and get out of your box, nothing will happen. And we don't want that because this is they have this called the ripple effect, that you might have the idea but I don't have it. You know everything but some of it I don't know. So you are helping the people also, and you are providing service, you are providing knowledge, and you are providing inspirations and motivations to other people. So if you are motivated and you have an idea for this kind of business but you're scared, I'm telling you, just swallow it and push forward and move forward. And maybe that's my only advice for them.
Yeah, I love the concept of the ripple effect. It makes me think about when someone takes the pebble and they skip it along the water and then you see the ripples. I think that's such a good analogy because oftentimes, as one human being, we underestimate the power that we can have on other people because even just impacting one person can eventually turn into 10 and then 100 and 1,000, and it has to start somewhere. But it will never be anything if you don't start in the first place, like you said. So I think that's really important thing to reflect on. So what other business ventures? So you mentioned your own business. Can you talk more about what that is?
All right. Okay, my family have a business of we have a water station, a small restaurant, and a small bake shop. But me personally, I have this as an. I mean, I cannot imagine myself that I have a pharmacy of my own as an IT. So I have a pharmacy on my own, of my own, and I have this um, another two branches coming maybe next year,
Yep.
and another is a learning center. I will not. not tell the brand, but it's a learning center for the kids, math and reading.
It's amazing. Okay, I don't know when you sleep because if you're doing a pharmacy, energy company, you help your family with a restaurant and a bake shop. That's a lot, but that's all very exciting. That means your life is not boring.
Yeah, yeah, it's not. That's why I have this series on social media that as I call it, mornings with Jack. And I love to wake up in the morning like 5 a.m. before the sunrise because I love the energy of the first sun ray, and it's really different when it hits you on your face. That's why I have this mornings with Jack that's just motivating everyone just to wake up early, do everything early, and you will find yourself more fresh during the day.
That's true. They say that the early bird catches the worm.
Yeah,
I think
and
it's true.
there's also a joke that I was telling my friends. What do you love the most, the sunrise or the sunset? So if they tell me, oh, I really like the sunset because it's pretty. Okay, you don't love sunrise. No, because I wake up late. I didn't see the sunrise, so it's just the sunset.
Yeah, they wouldn't know anything about it because they already missed it.
Yeah.
Right. It's 9 a.m. and that happened, 3 or 4 hours ago.
Yeah.
That's so true. Oh my gosh. Well, so then I have to ask you, because you do a lot of different things, there's a lot of diversity to the kind of entrepreneur that you are. How do you get inspired? What inspires you? Is it people? Is it certain experiences? I'm very curious about that.
Yeah. Maybe I'm inspired by my parents that they did not stop working until now. They are the managing all our businesses. But then, personally, when I wake up in the morning, it's just that who are you, Jack? Who are you? Who will you be? And what are the things you'll do that make a difference to this day? I'm not actually planning for the future, but then I'm trying to live for the day. And with that day, when I tell it's really different when you look in the mirror in the morning and then you tell yourself that you are good enough, you are great, you can do everything, you can do anything. It has a different effect on during your day because at night, um, you're already resting, right? So maybe the one thing that's inspiring me the most to wake up and to work hard is, of course, myself. Aside from myself, is the to have other people also with my age that you can achieve everything if you just work hard for it and you have connection and you have the right people to help you to push you with your dreams.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's really profound because I tend to come back around to this and you're reminding me of it right now, which is your purpose and what keeps you grounded and makes you excited to wake up in the morning. Because I do think that there's a difference between waking up and just being on autopilot and just doing whatever it is that your day is asking of you, or being intentional and saying, who do I want to impact today? What contribution do I want to make a difference? And that's a totally different feeling and carries with it a different vibration than just doing stuff, you know? So I think that's a really, really wise way to go about your day is with a set of intentionality. Um, so I want to ask you just a few questions to help people get to know you a little bit more. So the title of my show is called Born Unbreakable because I believe that even through hardships, challenges, adversities, we all are unbreakable. We have the ability to keep going and to persevere. So, my question for you is, what makes you unbreakable? Oh, I couldn't hear you. I
Yeah,
think your
that's
sound.
that's
Oh, there you are. I hear you now.
all right. Yeah, maybe the reason why I'm born unbreakable is because of my faith. And even the slightest insect or animal, they can live because the source is already there, and we just need to get it. We just need to work hard for it. So I'm unbreakable because I know that someone is leaning on me for my help, or someone I will be making changes for the life of someone. So I don't have any reason to just be lazy for a day, or just to give up. I just don't have the luxury to give up because people are asking for my help, and people are leaning toward and looking up for me. They're looking up. They are motivated with what I'm doing. So what will happen if this is just one day I just drop dead and I did not make a difference with the life of any other people? So maybe that's the reason. If that's the reason why I am unbreakable. I'm born
Yeah.
unbreakable. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Yes. I do think that having the spirit of selflessness and doing things in service of others changes the way that we think, and it's more motivating than just having yourself all the time to focus on, right? So I think getting outside of ourselves is a really big way to grow, to learn, and to have a bigger, you know, influence on the world. So I want to ask you, one of the things you mentioned was, waking up and telling yourself that you are good enough, that you are capable. But a lot of times in life, there's moments where we feel differently. Like maybe we feel like we're not capable. I know for myself, there were times when I didn't feel smart enough because I kept comparing myself to other people around me. For you, what has been one of your self-limiting beliefs that you had to work a little bit harder to overcome?
Well, that's a good question, Des. Yeah, you're correct that not every day, not every time that you'll be feeling good about yourself. And I always my self limiting is maybe I don't believe in myself. There are times that I don't believe in myself, and one thing that what I will do when I feel that is just take a pause, take a moment, and just do me. What I'm doing is I go to the gym, work out, and just release some steam, just to tell myself like you're just like any other one. They already done it. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. It's just that it's there. You just need to get it. Just take a pause, take a deep breath, work out, work on yourself, and then come back the next day fresh and more motivated. And that's what I'm doing actually.
Yeah. No, that's so true. I've had
Yeah.
to do that a lot more recently just because it's been more stressful. And I think there's a lot of benefit from just knowing and listening to yourself when it's time to pause, to reset, and come back. And then you have a fresh set of eyes, and you're not putting yourself in a situation where you're trying to solve a problem when you're already to your limitation. So I think that's really sound advice. What about, would you say, is a superpower of yours? So something you're really good at that you're proud of?
Oh, maybe really helping other people because I will tell you a story, and we all love stories.
Yes.
I will tell you a story. I have this friend. he's my grade school friend, that I have this urge to help other people that I didn't realize, because when there are times that I'm going back to Manila, I'm going to this mall and I see my former classmate. And every time that I walk into him, I talk to him, he's very heavy. Like, and he has anxiety. You can feel the heaviness in his heart, that he has a lot of problems. But then it will become my challenge, actually, to a certain people or certain person that having this kind of trouble, heaviness in their heart, just to work on it and just help them for a little bit more. And that this is what I do. So that my friend, let's call him Kevin. Kevin is always crying and talking to me, and because of this heaviness in his heart, because of a certain problems. Anyway, you know what I did? What I did is, when I came back from one of our sites in Negros, my first mission is to connect with him. What I did is, we enrolled ourselves to a gym, and I just work out with him. And you know what happened after a month, when we just finished our set? There are times that he will just sit on the bench and he'll just go break down. And it's really serious. And I did not tell anything. I did not tell anything. I was just there listening and listening to his problem, everything. Second month, I can see the changes. He's smiling more. And then the third month, unfortunately, I need to go to my work. And right now it's April, May, June, July, August, pero it's been 6 months. And after the third month, I left for my work, and he's still in the gym working out. And that makes me happy, because the person that I saw with the heaviness in their heart, it's now lighter. It's now light after 6 months. So I did not do anything. I just started the start button. I just switch it. Bro, you can do this. Just do you, and you'll feel light more. And that's just one person. And I have a lot of person that I didn't realize that I was helping. I just started the ball rolling.
Mhm.
And also our workers in our site, the workers, the same. Well, they did not think that they needed the church. So I just start the ball. So, come on, let's go with me. Let's go to the church every Sunday. And then there comes a time that I will be driving, picking them up, and then going to the church. And then a lot of times happen that, sir, do we go to church today? Because we're ready. We are ready in our dress. So, and then when I came back to Manila, every one of them, they're still there. They're still in the church,
Wow.
and their lives are changed all over again. And actually, I was just realizing this right now, and and I'm just looking back with the people that I help. Maybe that's one of my gifts. I just
I
start
think
the yeah, just start the ball rolling and let them do the work. That's it.
Yeah. This is amazing. It reminds me of, as you were talking, about, helping your friend and going to the gym and helping people to lean into their faith. It's like planting a seed, right? And you help to plant seeds and water those seeds so that that it can be nurtured and start to grow. And what you're doing is helping people to water their own seed. And when you can pour in, because here's the thing, and I think anyone listening can relate, that sometimes all it is that people need hope, and they need an example that it is possible. When something seems so far away from you, if you don't have somebody in your immediate circle, it's hard to envision something that is not your reality at the moment. If somebody can do one thing that gets you a little bit closer to a different reality, an expanded reality, then they can learn how to water their own little tree, and it will continue to grow and have branches and be very strong because it has a foundation. And I think that's an amazing gift to have, because it is one person at a time. A lot of times I think we feel like, gosh, can you just one person really make a difference? And I think what you're describing is absolutely, yes, one person at a time. That's all it takes. And if you do that each day, and it's one person, whether it's a client, it's a stranger, or it's a friend or family member, that is making a difference. And that, helps you to feel that compassion and growth in your own heart. So that's amazing. Thank you for sharing that story. So I want to ask you, what is something that's on your bucket list, something that you want to do in your lifetime that you're looking forward to?
It's pretty easy. I want to do the skydiving. So I want to skydive like alone, and I want to learn that.
That's
It's pretty scary experience, but they say that it will change like 360 in your life, like how you do things when you do skydive. So I want to try that. That's my bucket list.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I think that's a really exhilarating once you do it.
Yeah.
That's good. I love that. Okay. Okay, Jack, if there was one last piece of advice that you could give to anybody listening right now, what would it be?
Yeah. This coming from my father. Whatever you will do today will be your tomorrow. It's if it is either positive or a negative, it has an effect. So just do what is right today, and it will be right tomorrow. That's it.
Oh my gosh, that is beautiful. Simply put, very well said. So, Jack, how can people get in touch with you, follow your journey? Is there a website or social media that you want to share with everyone?
Yeah, my personal is it's jack.nolasco. My Instagram is jack.nolasco, and my Facebook is Jack Nolasco. And for Mackay, it's mackaygreenenergyinc.com, and the email address is admin@mackaygreenenergyinc.com. So you can actually reach out to me regarding business ventures and some personal stuffs also with that.
Awesome. I will make sure that all that information is in the show notes so people can connect with you. But I'm so grateful that you called in today from the Philippines.
Thank you,
And
Des. Yeah.
just your energy and your positivity is palpable, and I just am in gratitude for having this experience with you, and really proud that you're doing that work in the motherland. I just think about my father. He passed away when I was little, but I know the stories of him and our ancestors and the kinds of challenges that they were solving in our country. And to see you doing this work is just amazing, because I see years from now the benefits that it's going to bring to even more people.
Yeah, it will be a long journey, but then it's really sure that we will have the Philippines and all the people around it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jack.